as you might know, we are entering into spooky season, and what better way to start and celebrate than with a spooky story. So today I'm gonna be reading a spooky story from this British Doctor No Sleep. So if you grab yourself some water and relax or not. Okay. Let's begin. My wife has been picking at me from around the corners and behind the furniture. It's gone from weird to terrifying. My wife Lynn and I have been together for 6 years and married for 11 months. Our entire history together has been very normal, and never once have I noticed any weird behaviors or red flags. I can't stress enough how out of character this whole thing is for her. Lynn is very kind, intelligent, and thoughtful. She always has been the no-nonsense type of person. Being childish or trying to scare me is not something she'd normally do. She doesn't even like watching horror movies. That's the opposite of me, but okay, yeah. She doesn't even like watching horror movies. When we first started dating, she agreed to watch The Shining with me because she knew how much I loved horror. She was so scared. She was so scared that she didn't even make it through half of the movie before we had to turn it off. She isn't into anything creepy and has never been into pranks. It's not her cup of tea, and that's fine. But that's what's so strange about this. It's so unlike her. I should also add that she's never had any mental health issues, and as far as I'm aware, it doesn't run in her family. I know some people are able to hide their mental health problems, but in the 6 years we've been together, I think I'd have seen some sort of sign. 2 months ago, I was in the kitchen making myself some coffee before work. I was running a bit late that morning, and I knew I wouldn't make it to Dunkin' Donuts for my usual fix. I took a sip of my coffee as I hurried down the hall towards the front door, when I happened to notice Lynn peeking from around the corner ahead of me. I could only see her eyes and the strand of her long, dark hair hanging against the wall. The rest of her body was concealed behind the corner. I nearly spilled my coffee when I saw her. I did burn the shit out of my lips. That sounds a bit scary, you know. Like, your wife is so normal, doesn't usually do anything creepy, and she's just, peeking from a corner. That'd be really scary. Okay, anyways. Jaceline, I said, wiping a few drops of coffee from my pants. She scared the shit out of me. She immediately popped out of fear like a little kid that had been caught. I heard her scurry towards the living room, and by the time I got to the front door, she was out of sight. It was really weird and just totally out of character for her, like I said. But I also found it kind of funny that she was being more playful and a little less serious. I shouted that I loved her and called her a weirdo. As I shut the door behind me, I heard her laughing. Her behavior was a bit odd, but it certainly wasn't something to call a priest over. I forgot about it by lunch, and by the time I got home, she was back to her normal self. I didn't bring it up, and neither did she, and life went on. The next incident happened 3 days later. It was around 2 a.m., and I had woken up to get a drink. I was standing at the kitchen island, jug of OJ in hand, when I felt a strong feeling that I was being watched. I wonder by who. For whatever reason, I looked at the door and saw my wife's smiling face staring back. She was speaking at me from the other side of the island, staring at me with wide, unblinking eyes and grinning like the Cheshire cat. I screamed, I admitted, not out of irritation but fear. For some reason, at that moment, I was scared. I mean, can you imagine it? You just wake up in the middle of the night to get a refreshment, and you see your significant other just smiling, staring at you, not even saying a word. That has to be really, really, really scary. Okay. Um, at the sound of my scream, Lynn scuttled backwards out of my view, her hands and feet smacking the tile floor as she hurtled out of the kitchen on all fours. I didn't run after her or even yell. I stood there frozen in shock, wondering what the fuck possessed her to do that. It took me a bit longer I'd like to admit to go back upstairs, but eventually I did. When I got to her bedroom, Lynn was laying on her side, asleep, or at least pretending to be. I stood there for a while, watching her breathing to be sure she was asleep. I had the feeling she might jump out at the moment I got into bed, but she didn't. I climbed into bed and she didn't even move. Her breathing was soft and deep, and I started to wonder if I dropped the whole thing. The next morning, I waited for her to come down for coffee. After handing her a mug and kissing her cheek, I decided to ask her about it. What was that about last night? I asked, keeping my tone light so I didn't offend or embarrass her. She frowned over her copy, shaking her head like she had no clue what I was referring to. You are peeking at me again from over here, I said, pointing to the spot on the floor by the kitchen island. She followed my gaze, and when she looked back at me, she burst out laughing. She laughed so hard that I couldn't help but join her. You creep the fuck out of me sometimes, you know that, I said. She giggled and set her cup on the counter and wrapped her arms around my neck. You creep me out all the time, so I guess we're even. We said our goodbyes and left for work. As I drove, I kept thinking about how creepy it had been seeing her grinning at me from behind the island like that. The sound her hand made on the floor as she crawled away. I told myself she was just trying to be silly, just trying to join me in my love for all things horror. It's not like I was afraid of her, but it still didn't sit right with me. I started seeing her picking at me more and more. Sometimes she'd be peeking out from behind the couch or from the living room curtains. Once she even managed to get inside her grandmother's old trunk that sits at the foot of her bed. I might not even have known she was there at all had the old trunk hidden. Oh, sorry, I might have not known she was hidden there at all. What the heck? I might not have known she was there at all had the trunk all the hinges not given her away. She had the lid propped again. She had the lid propped up just enough so that only half of her face peeked through. She'd been grinning like an excited toddler. It was unnerving. I didn't even know what to say to her. All I could do was stare. When I finally found my voice, I asked her why on earth she was doing this. She didn't answer, but she had slowly closed the lid, shutting herself inside the trunk. I just walked away, feeling disturbed. I didn't understand why she was doing it, but it clearly made her happy. I just hope she would tire of the game quickly. Lynn didn't peek at me for the next 2 weeks. I started to think she was done with her weird prank, and I was relieved. We were watching a show on Netflix one night, and I jokingly said that I hadn't seen her peeking at me lately, and that she must have given up on her spy game. She looked up at me with a small smile and said, "Maybe I've just gotten better at it." I didn't say anything, but I wonder whether or not she was joking. For the next day, I couldn't stop thinking about what she said. Was she still picking at me when I wasn't looking, and I just hadn't noticed? And if so, what the hell was she getting out of this? I started to feel paranoid, constantly checking whether she was watching from around the corner or behind the door. I was jumpy whenever I was at home, and she wasn't in full view of me. I felt stupid and a little crazy. But after a few weeks without another incident, I began to relax. I stopped checking behind furniture and walls and told myself it was just a bad memory. Then a few days ago, things started to get somewhat worse. Lynn left to go to a friend's, and I lounged on the couch and played a couple of video games on my laptop. Around 9 p.m., I hopped in the shower, and as I was washing the soap over my hair, I felt that awful feeling that I was being watched. I slowly opened my eyes and almost had a heart attack. Lynn was speaking from behind the shower curtain, her entire head stretched into the shower, leaving just her body outside. Her long, dark hair hung against the curtain, the ends dripping with water, her mouth hung open in a terrible grin, her eyes wide and red, as if she hadn't blinked in a while. I screamed and jumped back against the wall. She did not move, nor did her smile waver. Her makeup browned her cheeks into two black streaks. She looked giddy and completely deranged. I was fucking terrified. We stood like that for a few moments, neither of us saying a word. Finally, after what felt like forever, she slowly pulled her head back out of the shower, and I watched her blurry figure through the curtain as she moved backwards towards the bathroom floor. A second later, the bathroom door slammed shut hard enough to rattle the mirror. I screamed again, and the bathroom for over an hour. I screamed again and jumped out of the shower to lock the door. I stayed inside the bathroom for over an hour. Maybe I overreacted to some of you, but joke or not, I wasn't gonna put up with the crazy shit anymore. That's what I kept telling myself as I paced in my bathroom, stopping to listen at the door every few minutes. Suddenly, I heard a muffled sound, and I pressed my ear against the bathroom door, straining to listen. I couldn't hear anything, but I envisioned Lynn standing on the other side of the door, giggling at her joke. I felt a surge of anger. I was beyond pissed, at being made to feel scared in my house, and made to hide in the bathroom for an hour. All for what? Some joke. If it was a joke, it was an awful one. What the fuck, Lynn? I snapped. This shit is getting really fucking annoying. I waited for her to apologize or to call me a jerk, but instead I heard a faint moan. So quiet I wonder if I heard it at all, and then silence. Lynn, I called out, not being able to hide the shakiness in my voice. I could not respond, just my own heavy breathing. I swear to God, just fucking stop it. I yelled, pounding my fist on the door. I waited for her to cuss me out, something I would expect from me, talking to her like that. I never screamed at her before, but there was nothing, just the occasional drip from the shower head. I won't deny that I was scared, too afraid to open the damn door and face my own wife. I waited for another 30 minutes or so, which feels like a fucking lifetime when you're scared. Finally, I decided I wasn't gonna spend that night hiding in my bathroom, so I got down on my knees and peered under the door. I almost expected to see her face peeking back at me, but thankfully I didn't. I could see straight down the hallway to the top of the stairs, but no Lynn. I didn't know if I should be happy about that or not. I looked for a few minutes, waiting to see her head pop up from over the top step, but it never came. I stood up, my hand hovering the door and mentally preparing to open it. I slowly turned the lock with shaky fingers and was about to yank it open when I hear this sound that still makes me nauseous when I think about it. A moan, louder than before, but this time I was able to tell where it was coming from. I turned my head to the closest door, as if in slow motion, unlocked eyes with my wife, who was peeking at me from a slight gap. Her eyes were deep. Her eyes were still as wide as ever. Her mouth was hanging open in most the grotesque, gaping smile I'd ever seen. I didn't even scream. I was too scared to even do that. Her hands were clasped to her chest, body trembling in sheer delight as she could barely contain her excitement. A short raspy moan bubbled from her throat, deep and raw, sending a shiver through my entire body. Somehow, I found the ability to pull the bathroom door open and run as fast as I could, all the way down to the steps, snagging my keys and my phone from the table in the living room before running outside to my car. I could hear her shrill laughter behind me, and didn't even hear her getting closer. I didn't bother shutting the door again. I drove away from the house faster than I legally should have, shivering the entire time, either from fear or from the cold, maybe a little bit of both. I hadn't grabbed the coat or even a pair of shoes. I was still in my boxer and my hair was still damp. I drove straight to my brother Chris's house, about 40 minutes away, ignoring every text and call that I got. I didn't even check my phone until I was safely parked in my brother's driveway. Lynn Lynn called 4 times and sent a flurry of messages, all wondering where I'd gone and why I left like that. I threw my phone at the dash in a rage, furious at her nonchalant attitude. My brother and his wife were surprised as me, especially dressed in just a pair of boxers, but told me to stay as long as I needed. Chris lent me some clothes and asked what happened. I told him Lynn and I had a fight, but I didn't even get into the details. I didn't want him to think I was overreacting, leaving my wife over a prank, even if it was just a strange one. I mean, hadn't I encouraged her for years to lighten up instead of being so serious all the time? I had wanted her to relax and loosen up, but this is definitely not what I had in mind. I tried to sleep on the sofa, but my brain wouldn't let me sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Lynn's face staring at me from inside the closet. Knowing she'd, knowing she'd been there with me the entire time made my skin crawl. She never left the fucking bathroom at all. Instead, she slipped me inside the closet and slammed the bathroom door to shut to fall. The mere thought of going back home gave me anxiety. I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. Chris ended up giving me some sleeping pills, so I was able to get a little rest. My sleep was filled with terrible dreams, all of Lynn's smiling face. I woke up just as the sun started to rise. My sore body ached from the sofa and I felt drained. I knew I'd had to call in at some point, but I didn't know what to say to her. I wouldn't be going home unless she gave me her word she'd never do any more creepy shit anymore. I just wanted my wife back. Her normal self never looked so good to me. I was contemplating calling her and telling her that when that familiar feeling came to me, I was being watched. I was staring at the ceiling, my heart in my throat. I didn't want to look away, but the longer I ignored the feeling, the worse it got. My eyes drifted, oh, my eyes drifted away from the ceiling, almost on their own. Her face was pressed up against the window beside the couch, staring down at me with the same gaping smile. Trolls dribbled, troll, ugh. Trolls dribbled down her lips, leaving 2 streaks down the glass. I didn't know how long she'd been there. was something to tell me she'd been there for a while, possibly all night. Oh my god. Can you imagine how scary that must be? There's no way that survived, right? That has to be some entity like something like that. What the heck? What the heck? That's so scary. I didn't bother screaming, though I was afraid. Anger jumped any fear I felt at that moment. I jumped up from the couch and pounded my palm against the glass. Lynn, are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? Just go home, I shouted. Now. She didn't even move, and her ghastly expression never changed. If anything, her smile only grew, as if she had never been more elated. I could hear Chris and his wife moving around upstairs, as if Lynn could hear them from her place outside. Her head twitched slightly in their direction, and she began to glance out slowly. Chris called my name from upstairs, obviously concerned. I turned to see his wife Rebecca hurrying down the stairs. When I turned back to the window, Lynn was gone. The only thing she was there was those streaks of drool dripping down the glass. I tried to explain to Chris and Rebecca about waking up to see Lynn watching through the window. They were skeptical. I mean, who wouldn't be? Chris and I went outside to the spot, but there were no footprints in the dirt, just a slight indent. Animals probably, Chris guessed, and I didn't argue. He and Rebecca asked me that the episode, but they didn't understand. I was too tired. I was too tired to explain it to them. I called out of work that day and just told myself I didn't want to face Lynn. Just talking to her was too much for me at that point. I started to believe something irreversibly wrong was wrong with her. That no matter what promises she'd made me, we'd never be the same again. That thought saddened me to my core. I cried most of the morning. By noon, I figured I was ready to confront her, give her one last chance to explain myself. I could at least give her that after 6 years, I told myself. I turned my phone on and saw the dozens of messages she texted me, all from a seemingly concerned wife. Can we talk? I love you. Please call me. I'm really worried. Can you answer? Just come home. And more of the same. All texts telling me she loved me and she wanted me home. How worried she was. Not a damn one addressing the crazy shit she pulled. Like she hadn't acted like a character straight from a Stephen King book. Even her texts were different. She normally texted novels just to tell me to pick a loaf of bread. You'd think she'd had more to say to me after her bizarre shenanigans. I know it probably seems childish to some of you who are miles away from the situation, but if you saw the way Lynn looked at me, how she scampered away on all fours like some wild animal, grinning at me like a closet, grinning at me from inside the closet like a lunatic, then I think you'd find my reaction was warranted. I ended up staying with Chris and Rebecca for another night. I didn't wake up yesterday until noon, and thankfully I didn't see Lynn's face watching me through the window. I didn't want to pry because it's not my place, but is this fight something that can be mended? Rebecca asked. She made us both a sandwich for lunch, and I knew she wanted to breach the subject without seeming too nosy. I don't know, just like a different person, I said, choosing my words carefully. I wasn't ready for her or Chris to know the full extent of the batshit craziness I've been having to deal with. People change, Ben, but she's still the same woman you married. Maybe you both need to talk through your issues. Whatever's going on, I'm sure it can be fixed, she said. Ever the peacemaker. I think it's beyond that now. I don't think that would help. I just don't trust her, I said. The words stung my heart. I missed and loved my wife. But how could I live with someone like that? Living in constant fear. Didn't sound too appealing. Lynn loves you. She has to be absolutely sure, she said. I don't know about that, I responded. Well, she She certainly seemed like it to me. I've never seen her so upset. Very much unlike the Lynn I know, Rebecca said, shaking her head sadly. It took a full minute for the words to really sink in. When they did, I felt the dread of 4 minutes enter my skin. Wait, what do you mean? You saw her? You saw Lynn? I asked, my mouth dry suddenly. Rebecca nodded casually, as it that fact wasn't nightmare real. Maybe for her it wasn't. She stopped by this morning just after Chris left for work. She said, cleaning the plates from the table. I didn't see her car though. Maybe she took an Uber or something. Beck, what did she say? Did she come inside? I asked, sweat starting to break out of my forehead. I began looking around, examining corners as I thought the predator looked on them. No, she just asked if you were awake yet, and I said you weren't. I asked if she wanted me to wake you up, and she said no. Just to let you sleep, she said, washing the dishes. That's all. She didn't say anything else. No. She looked awful though. Like she hadn't slept in days. I think you should call her. I got up from the table and thanked Rebecca for lunch. I felt a bit better at the knowledge that at least she didn't come inside. Still, I needed to double check that the doors were locked. I sat for a while trying to figure out what to do next. I didn't want to go home, but I felt that I owed it to Lynn to help her if I could. Hadn't I sworn oath to love and honor through sickness and health? Clearly she was very sick. If she was sick, which I truly believe she was, I had to try to get her the help she needed. But I didn't even know where to start. I didn't want to call the police, and besides, what the hell was I going to tell them? That my wife was picking at me, that she was being creepy, as bizarre as she'd been. She hadn't committed any crime, not yet anyways. The police would probably said I was overreacting, but this wasn't some prank. It felt wrong, dangerous even, like something sinister lurked beneath her smile. I knew as her husband I was well within my right to have her committed, but what if she simply acted normal in her presence? She was obviously able to fool Rebecca into thinking she was just a concerned wife. As long as the doctor didn't find her a danger to herself or others, then had no choice but to release her after 72 hours. I felt lost and overwhelmed, so I did what any husband in my position would do. I called her mother. I didn't want to. Believe me, her mother, Marianne, and I were never on the best of terms. We never fought or anything like that. She just wasn't a very warm person. It wasn't really easy to get along with. She hardly ever smiled, and when she did, only her lips would move into a thin-lipped smile, leaving her eyes as blank as before. She gave off this aura that felt like she was permanently on the offensive. I'd met her only twice, and both times were short visits. I got the impression she didn't approve for me. She didn't approve. I don't know what's happening to me today. Sorry. Okay. No. I got the impression she didn't approve of me for her daughter. Lena always ushered us quickly, as if she didn't want me to be uncomfortable, which I was grateful for. Being her mother's company felt almost unbearable, like walking on glass. I was glad when we moved 3 states away, so we didn't have to see her often. I was happy to avoid the woman, but I needed her help. I really didn't want to talk to her at all, but I had to talk to someone, and someone knew Lynn better than I did. So I grit my teeth and did what I had to do. Yes, she answered, already something irritated. Marianne, it's me, Ben. Do you have a minute to talk? I asked. I could hear her tongue. I could hear her click her tongue in irritation. I'm in the middle of writing some checks, but if you insist, I suppose I could spare a moment. What do you want to discuss, Benjamin? It's about Lynn. She's been acting strangely, and I was wondering if you had any idea that there was something. I was quickly interrupted. It's a bit difficult to follow you, rambling Benjamin. What did you want from me? She asked. I could almost see her standing there in her thin sweater slacks, tapping her fingernails impatiently on the table. I wanted to know if you ever noticed any odd behavior or possibly any mental issues, I asked. There was a long, uncomfortable pause that I couldn't tell was because she was thinking or something else. Finally, after a few seconds, she spoke. I'm not sure if this is one of your jokes, Benjamin, but if so, I don't find any humor in it. Now, I do have business to attend to, as I've said, so if you don't mind, she asked, but I cut her off before she could get rid of me. Marianne, it's not a joke. I'm sincerely concerned about Lynn's mental health. Her behavior has been very erratic lately, and I'm worried about her. I figure as her mother, you would be as well. I said, frustration evident in my voice. If you're truly concerned, then I suggest you get the health professionals involved. I don't know which respect from me, she snapped. I could tell she was taken away from hanging up. For some reason, I was desperate not to let her. I had the feeling she knew a lot more than she was letting on. Please, if not for me, do it for Lynn, I tried. I had a faint, shaky intake of breath, as if she were trying to hold her steely persona together but failing. Mariana, what's wrong? I started. Benjamin, I don't know what to tell you. My only advice would be to seek professional help. Do not call here again. Goodbye. I tried to call out of her, but she hung up. I tried to wrap my head around the call. Anna refused to help me, even if she didn't like me. Why wouldn't she want to help her own daughter? I couldn't understand that. I tried to replay the conversation, desperate to find something, but I missed. After a while, I almost gave up, until I remember her last words to me. Seek professional help. She said this word with a bit of urgency. I could have just been grasping at trust, but no. I'm sure her voice had changed ever so slightly when she said that, as if they were really important. What had she meant? I assumed she was referring to medical professionals, but maybe she was referring to someone else. Someone that she didn't, for some reason, feel comfortable saying directly, or maybe I was just desperate. I waited for Chris to get home, and after a very long conversation with him and Rebecca, I convinced them that Lynn truly needed psychiatric help. I didn't tell them everything. I wasn't prepared to go into it yet, but I told them about our last encounter, how she'd been hiding in the bathroom, peeking at me from the closet. They were obviously shocked, but thankfully they believed me. They just wanted to help her. Still, they didn't think she was all that serious. Weird, maybe, but not dangerous. They just kept saying that maybe that Lynn had to be playing some kind of a weird game. Maybe for you to Rebecca offered, if only half-heartedly. Chris didn't think we should involve the police just yet. He offered instead to go with me. I readily accepted. He reasoned that calmly, talking to her, trying to coax her into. Chris didn't think we should involve the police just yet. He offered instead to go with me, and I readily accepted. He reasoned that calmly, trying to talk to her, trying to coax her into going willingly was the best resource. I agreed to do it this way. At least I wouldn't be going to that house alone. We drove over this morning just after breakfast. There was no way I was going at night. When we pulled into the drive, my stomach began doing somersaults. Her car wasn't there, but I still didn't let my car down. The front door was ajar. For a split second, I thought we'd see her eyes staring through the gap. I was shaking and started to sweat. Chris, however, was fine. He waited for me to open the door, his hands in his pocket like he was going to on a fucking stroll in the park. I envied his ignorance. I pushed the door open and was immediately hit with the stench of rot. Chris smelled it too, and he walked into the house behind me with his nose scrunched up. What do you guys use to clean the floors around here? Shit, I mumbled. Shit, Chris mumbled. Shut up, The house was slightly quiet and dark despite being 10 in the morning. All the curtains were closed up tight, refusing to allow any sunlight inside. If I hadn't left in just 2 days prior, I'd thought the house was abandoned. We moved through each room, carefully checking for the place I should hide, occasionally calling her name. Why the fuck are you looking under the couch? Aren't we looking for your wife? He was looking at me like I was a murderer. Let's just go upstairs, I whispered. He shook his head, but followed me upstairs to check the bathroom as per bedroom. On the way, my shoes crunched over a piece of glass that looked to be littered over a few of the steps. I noticed that one of Lane's and my wedding portraits that had been hung on the wall along the staircase had been smashed. The frame hung crookedly, all the glass removed. I stared at the picture, a lump of bloom in my throat. We had taken the photo just after leaving church, after saying her vows. She looked so beautiful in her white gown. I looked at Lane's beautiful face. I never dreamed her face would ever be the source of terror of me. We climbed the rest of the steps and checked the spare bedroom, but it was completely untouched. I was hesitant into going into the bathroom, my fear from that night coming back to me all at once. Chris noticed, so he offered to go by himself, but I couldn't let him do that. So we walked in together, checking the closet and the shower. The bathroom looked as if it hadn't been touched since the night I left. I don't think she's here, Ben. Why don't you pack some clothes and we try coming back tomorrow or something, Chris said. I nodded and we went into our bedroom. I shoved some clothes into a duffel bag. When I checked inside the closet, I came across this sort of smell like cat. Chris took one look and lost the color in his face. He had to go stand by the stairs to get away from the sight of the smell. I gazed down in shock with Lane inside my bedroom closet. Soaking in the rug, there were at least a dozen eyeballs, all carefully laid out in pairs. Some were as large as a quarter, while others were as tiny as a marble. I stared down at the eyes she'd be collecting from small animals and wondered how she'd gotten them. I'm sure that I did that. Man, and I thought, I had it with Becca's shoe addiction, but fuck me. Your wife's in here collecting eyeballs, Chris said, gagging. But I think we should go, he called from the hall. I'm getting nauseous. Alright. I got my duffel bag and shut the closet door on my new nightmare. I stepped out of the hall and took a deep breath of air. I could taste the rot in my tongue and couldn't help but to gasp. Who the fuck lines up eyeballs in their closet like that? Chris mumbled. I tried to tell you she needed help. She doesn't need help, Ben. She needs a fucking exorcist, he said. You come in or what? I can't stand the smell any. His words tightening his throat, and his eyes grew with fear. I didn't ask him why, but I could feel it. Someone was watching me, and I didn't think it was the eyes in the closet. I turned around, my eyes slowly scanning the bedroom. Christ, I whispered as I finally saw what we'd missed. Under the bed, curled on her side, watching us with the excitement of a kid on Christmas morning, was my wife. She held her hands together just under her chin, and they were shaking eagerly. Now that she's seen what we'd found, I could hear her quiet notes she was making, a sort of hiccuping sound in her throat, as if the excitement was too much for her. It was unnerving to say the least. Wide eyes and that same huge smile. Everything in me told me to run, but I forced it away instead. This was my wife. No matter how twisted she was, she's still there when I married. I had to help her. Lynn, I said softly. She didn't respond, but her head bobbed back and forth into quick little movements as she were nodding. Baby, I just want to help, okay? Can you let me do that? I asked. I had taken a single step towards her, approaching her like some kind of tender animal. escape her wide open mouth. I had to resist the urge to run. Her shoulders were starting to quiver, and her eyes grew as large as saucers. I crouched down to see her better, and I immediately saw the blood. Her hands were covered in it. They trembled more close on my cup, as she could barely contain herself. Lynn, are you hurt? You bleeding, I said. She bowed her head again, her bloody fingers moving up and down as if playing an invisible piano. They occasionally grazed her chin, leaving smears of blood in her skin. I wanted to recoil in disgust. The smell that was coming from her was revolting. I could feel the vomit trying to climb my throat. Her lips were dry and stretched and thin, blood seeping between the cracks. I knew she wouldn't come out on her own, but I didn't want to leave her in the state she was in. I scooted closer and reached to her. The excitement hiccuping sounds got louder and her hands shook, fingers flexing. It was then I could see blood oozing from between her fingers. Oh my God, Lynn, you're bleeding, I said instinctively. I reached to take her hand, but before I could even touch her, her hand sprang towards me. A sharp pain shot through my arm. I fell on my eyes. My arm burned. I could see blood dripping down the carpet. I looked at her in shock as I could see her grin madly, her fingers clutching a large shard of glass. She right in there, Chris asked from behind me. I turned my head slightly and nodded to him, cradling my heart to my chest. When I turned my face to Lynn, I saw her focus had shifted. She wasn't looking at me anymore. She wasn't smiling anymore. She was looking past me. Her eyes glaring at Grace. The way a hungry lion might stare at an antelope. Her mouth was hanging open, but it was twisted into a snarl. I got to my feet and began walking backwards to the hall, offering to take my eyes off her. Are you bleeding? Chris asked. Are you bleeding? Chris asked. The moment the words left his mouth, Lynn started to fast scooting out from under the bed, the glass shard still in her fist. Chris, run, go, I yelled. He must have been too afraid to move because a second later I felt my back bump into him. He was standing there on the top of the stairs, staring at the horror that was my wife. Lynn had crawled completely out from under the bed and stood in the bedroom doorway, her face twisted in rage. Her whole body was visibly tense, blood running her fingers into the floor. Jesus, Lynn, Grace said, you're playing hide and seek. I reached back and pushed him towards the steps. Move your ass, Grace, I said as quietly but firmly as I could. Lynn bobbed her head in fast, sharp motions and began to grin, stretching her mouth open wider and wider so that her chin seemed to touch her chest. I heard Chris mutter a prayer, and then he was running down the stairs. I stood at the top of the steps, stuck between the love for a woman who clearly needs help and self-preservation. I only want to help, I said, choking back tears. Her eyes focused on me once again, and she slowly lifted the glass, holding it out in front of her. Then she started sprinting towards me, grinning with her utter excitement. Thankfully, my body took over, and I flew down the stairs, skipping 2 or 3 steps at a time. I made it to the front door before I could leap into my back, wrapping my arms around my neck, her mouth open next to my ear, so that I could hear all those terrible hiccuping sounds up close. I shook her off me, knocking her to the floor. I felt a searing pain in my back as she went, but I tore open the front door and pulled it to my car. Chris was standing in the front yard talking to the phone with the police. I didn't say a word. I just ran to my car and jumped in. Chris took the ink and followed me, set on the line with 911. I watched the rear view window, sure I'd see her there, running after her first, but I never did. I went straight to the ER and got 11 stitches in my arm and 3 on my back. The police asked a lot of questions and went back to the house to do a search, but of course, Lena wasn't there. They advised me to stay with a friend or relative for a while and to file a restraining order as soon as I could, but none of those things would matter. Somehow, I just knew. I dropped Grace off at home and went to a motel an hour away. I wanted to put as much distance between me and Lynn as I could. This is where I've been for at least 4 hours. I thought maybe the police would find her, but maybe they'd get her the help she desperately needed. But now I don't think so, because 40 minutes ago I got a text from an unknown number. Just 3 words. I found you. And the picture attached. The picture was dark and grainy, but I knew what it was. There was no mistaking my wife's eye. I started typing this out immediately after. I don't know what to do. I'm alone, I'm scared. I can't help but to feel I'm being watched. That's the end of the series. That was very, very, very intense. It was my first time reading it, so like I was just as surprised as you guys. As like I was following along the stories. That was definitely very shocking, and I'm gonna have more stories coming along because I promise I'll post more often. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me if what you think. Tell me any improvements you think I should make. Do you think I should make it longer? Do you think I should make it shorter? Do you like the lighting? Shall I make it darker? Shall I make it lighter? I think I need to get some, Halloween decorations to get the match, the mood. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening this story with me. Thank you for going through this with me. If you like this story, you can like and subscribe. You can leave a comment and tell me what you think. Okay, thank you so much for